All right, today we're going to dive into something pretty amazing. It's a blueprint for a future of abundance. And what's cool is it all starts with a single plot of land and then scales up to a whole new vision for our planet and, yeah, maybe even the stars.
You know, we hear it all the time, right? Climate change, resource scarcity, these huge crises that we just have to manage. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if these massive challenges are actually opportunities, invitations even, to build something way, way better than what we have now?
Okay, let's take land use. It's a perfect example. We're always seeing this conflict, this tension. Over here, we're told we need these huge, sprawling solar farms for clean energy. But over there, we need that exact same land to grow food for everyone. It feels like a total dead end, right? A choice between food or energy. But here's the thing. It's not an either-or choice at all. The solution is, well, it's just beautiful. It's called agrivoltaics. And the idea is so simple but so powerful. We just do both, at the same time, on the exact same piece of land. And just like that, what looked like a conflict becomes an amazing synergy.
Now hold on, this isn't just about, sticking some solar panels up on stilts over a field. No, this is the seed of something much bigger. It's a whole new kind of farm. So let's zoom in a bit and see how this whole integrated ecosystem really works.
Okay, check out this cascade of benefits. It's amazing. So the panels, they provide shade. That means the crops below need way less water. And that shade also creates this cooler, more stable little microclimate, which protects the plants from scorching heat. This brings back pollinators, which is huge. You can even let sheep graze underneath to keep the grass down. All of a sudden, a piece of totally unproductive desert land can become this thriving, multi-layered ecosystem. It's incredible.
And you know what's really interesting? This idea isn't brand new. It actually echoes the ancient wisdom of indigenous communities. They didn't just grow single crops. They stewarded entire ecosystems. They understood that everything is connected. It's such a huge contrast to our modern way of farming, these fragile monocultures, where one bad pest or one drought can wipe out the whole thing.
So here's the big takeaway from this section. The farm stops being just a place that consumes resources. It becomes a self-powering, regenerative engine. Think about it. It's making its own clean energy, it's producing food, it's actually restoring the soil and bringing back biodiversity. It's literally creating abundance out of sunlight, water, and land.
Okay, so now we've got this awesome farm pumping out clean, local energy. So, what do we do with all that power? Well, this is where we take another step back. We're going to use it to power a totally new kind of industry, one that turns our biggest waste problems into, you guessed it, valuable resources.
Just picture this for a second. That solar array from the farm, it's now powering an industrial park right next door. But this isn't some old smokestack factory park. Nope. This is a hub designed from the ground up for a true circular economy, a place where one company's trash is another company's treasure.
And at the very heart of this whole thing is a technology called flash joule heating. Now, the easiest way to think about it is like a super controlled, targeted lightning strike. It just zaps waste materials with this insane jolt of electricity, heating them to crazy high temperatures in literally a fraction of a second.
And what comes out the other side is just remarkable. You can throw almost anything in there, old plastics, e-waste, even biomass from the farm, and it just breaks it all down into its valuable core components. We're talking pure metals, biochar to enrich the soil, and even super high-tech stuff like graphene. It is literally turning trash into treasure.
Now, the secret sauce here is that technologies like flash joule heating run super efficiently on DC power, that's direct current. So by plugging it straight into the solar farm's DC microgrid, you get rid of all those energy losses from converting to AC power and back again. And that efficiency, well, that's what makes this whole new kind of decentralized industry even possible.
All right, so we've figured out how to turn our physical trash into resources. Pretty cool. But what about the biggest waste stream of all? The one that's literally all around us, the excess CO2 in our atmosphere. This is where the vision really blows up into a whole new economy.
And this is where something called direct air capture, or DAC, enters the picture. Basically, these are giant machines that act like filters, pulling CO2 right out of the ambient air. But here's the mental shift we have to make. This isn't just about cleanup. This is about mining the sky for a valuable raw material.
And that one idea allows for this massive shift. Just look at the two columns. On the left, you've got the old way, the petrochemical economy. It's all about extracting, using, and polluting. It's a one-way street. But on the right, you have this new circular, synthetic economy. Its source materials, air, water, biomass. It's regenerative. It's circular, meaning you can recycle things over and over. And its output isn't pollution and scarcity, it's value and abundance. It's a total game changer.
And the recipe for this new economy is surprisingly simple. You take the CO2 you captured from the air, you combine it with green hydrogen, which you make from water using renewable energy, and boom, you have the basic building blocks to replace the entire petrochemical industry. We're talking synthetic fuels, plastics, fertilizers, all of it, created without ever drilling for another drop of oil.
And the potential scale here is just staggering. Get this, a single floating platform out at sea, just powered by wind and solar, could capture 1 million tons of CO2 every year. That's enough to create 500,000 tons of carbon-neutral fuel or materials. We'd literally be turning air and water into the foundation of our entire economy.
So let's recap. We've completely reimagined the farm. We've rebuilt the factory. So now it's time for the final biggest zoom out. How do we take this blueprint and apply it to heal the whole planet, and maybe even secure our future out there, among the stars? Let's start right here, with Earth's deserts. There are about 33 million square kilometers of them. Now, what if we applied this agrivoltaics and permaculture model to just 10% of that? We could pull 1 to 2 gigatons of carbon out of the atmosphere every single year. And that's on top of producing food and clean energy. It's just massive.
And this blueprint is just so versatile. You can use it to create literal oases in the desert, you can use it to build floating industrial hubs that clean our oceans and serve as spaceports. That same flash Joule heating tech we talked about, it could process minerals mined from asteroids. This whole thing lays the groundwork for a truly self-sustaining economy in space.
So you can start to see the path forward, right? It's a pretty logical progression. Step 1, we master these circular, regenerative systems right here on land. Step 2, we expand them out onto the oceans. From there, Step 3, we can start building infrastructure in space to help manage Earth's climate. Think about something like a planetary sunshade. And finally, Step 4, we expand outward, to Mars, the asteroid belt, becoming true stewards of our solar system.
And all of this brings us to one last, really fascinating thought to leave you with. Think about it. All the technologies we'd need to develop to survive on a place like Mars, where it's incredibly harsh and there are almost no resources. Things like making fuel out of the air, recycling every single molecule. Aren't those the exact same technologies we need not just to survive, but to finally learn how to truly thrive right here on planet Earth?